Good morning, friends. Before going to the subject, a small announcement for you for Telugu medium and English medium APPSC, both to TSPSC aspirants. For APPSC English medium group 1 and 2, this is a Telegram channel. You can download Telegram app and you can join into this APPSC English medium group 1 and 2, APPSC Telugu medium group 1 and 2, TSPSC Telugu English medium group 1 and 2, Telugu medium group 1 and 2, and Rise IAS online classes. If you go for your area, APPSC English medium వాళ్ళు ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం లోను, తెలుగు మీడియం వాళ్ళు తెలుగు మీడియం లోను, టిఎస్పిఎస్సి వాళ్ళు ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం లోను, తెలుగు మీడియం వాళ్ళు తెలుగు మీడియం లోను వెళ్తే మాకు ఒక పర్ఫెక్షన్ ఉంటుంది, మీకు అందించే మెటీరియల్ కరెక్ట్ గా ఉంటుంది. సో దీన్ని ఫాలో అవ్వండి. యూ కెన్ గెట్ ఫ్రీ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్ ఆల్ ద మెటీరియల్స్ ఇన్ ద టెలిగ్రామ్ యాప్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకొని వెంటనే దీంట్లో జాయిన్ అయిపోండి. దీని తర్వాత రైస్ ఐఏఎస్ రాజస్ క్లాసెస్ అనేది కూడా టెలిగ్రామ్ ఛానల్. దిస్ ఈస్ కామన్ టు ఆల్, ఇది అందరికీ కామన్ గా ఉన్నటువంటిది. ఇకపోతే యాప్ ఒకటి ఉంది, రైస్ ఐఏఎస్ ఆన్లైన్ అనేటువంటి యాప్. ఈ యాప్ లో మీరు వీడియోస్ కొనొచ్చు, కొన్ని ఫ్రీ డౌన్లోడ్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి. రైస్ ఐఏఎస్ క్లాసెస్ అనేది యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్, దీన్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి. మీకు ఎప్పటికప్పుడు లేటెస్ట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, లేటెస్ట్ అప్డేట్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, గుడ్ లక్.
Next, coming to the point of the Anglo-Mysore Wars. There were 4 Anglo-Mysore Wars occurred. They started from 1767 to 1769, first Anglo-Mysore War. 1780 to 1784, second Anglo-Mysore War. 1790 to 1792, third Anglo-Mysore War. 1799, fourth Anglo-Mysore War. So, like 4 wars. Hyder Ali participated in the first 2 wars. Tipu Sultan participated in the last 3 wars. Anglo-Mysore Wars occurred between the Hyder Ali, British, Tipu and British. Hyder Ali and British, Tipu and British. What was the cause for these wars? Coming to the point of the first Anglo-Mysore War in 1767 to 1769, this period, because of the development of Hyder Ali was not paid by the surrounding areas which was there by the people of that period, Nizams of Hyderabad, Marathas and British. Marathas, British, Nizams of Hyderabad, these 3 did not bear the development of Hyder Ali. The British East India Company, seeking an overland connection with between the holding Madras and Bengal, British gained, by this time British they gained Northern Sarkars. Northern Sarkars by 1765, British East India Company they got Northern Sarkars from the Hyderabad Nizam. Yes, coming to the point of the Northern Sarkars, I said to you, Northern Sarkars, just wait. Yes, sir. Yeah, coming to the point of the Northern Sarkars. Northern Sarkars, you can see in the map, these are the Northern Sarkars. Northern Sarkars, initially they were under the control of Hyderabad Nizams. Originally under the control of the Hyderabad Nizams. During the second Anglo-French War, that means second Carnatic War, during the second Carnatic War period, this Northern Sarkars were given to the French. Northern Sarkars were given to the French in 1756 by Salabat Jung. By that time he was Hyderabad Nizam. Hyderabad Nizam gave Northern Sarkars to the French initially. But later period, 1763, French were completely defeated by the British. By this time, Hyderabad Nizam was Nizam Ali Khan. This Nizam Ali Khan, he gave Northern Circus to the British in 1765. In the year 1765, Northern Circus were given to the French. That is about the Northern Circus. It was at this moment, 1765, British East India Company defeated Bengal Nawabs, and 1765 Allahabad Treaty of Allahabad. 1765, coming to the point of the Treaty of Allahabad. Treaty of Allahabad occurred between the British. Treaty of Allahabad occurred between the British. By the British time, Robert Clive versus Mughal Emperor. According to this Treaty of Allahabad, British East India Company got Diwani rights in India. That means collection of taxes. What we are going to discuss, what was the position at 1767? At the time of the 1767, British East India Company hold the power in Madras and Bengal. That means in the Madras, South India, they defeated French. They become very strong in the South India. By the 1765, Bengal was also completely occupied by the British. Treaty of Allahabad, they got Diwani rights to collect taxes from Indian peasants. So, by this time, British, they become very powerful in Madras and Bengal. They wanted to extend their power. It was at this moment they concentrated on the Mysore. Whereas coming to the point of the Marathas, Maratha and Hyderabad Nizams, these two become alliances of that period. Hyderabad Nizam, Nizam Ali Khan, Maratha Peshwa, Madhavrao I, that already I discussed with you. Both were concerned with the expansionist of the threat posed by the Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali, he started to extend his empire. That became threat to the Nizam Ali Khan, definitely threat to the Madhavrao I. Because if he extended the kingdom, Hyder Ali, if these two are become very calm, Hyder Ali definitely will occupy the territories of the Nizam Ali Khan and also territories of the Madhavrao I. He become threat to these two people. That's why these two people become alliances. They also supported to the British. Hyder Ali, along with this, Hyder Ali built a strong army, annexed many regions in the south, including Bandur, Kanara, Serra, Malabar, Sunda, like these areas. He also got French support for the training of the army. He trained army with the French support. So this became alarm to the British. Hecharika, British వాళ్ళకి ఇది హెచ్చరిక అయింది. This became alarm to the British. So British, as early as possible, they wanted to stop the rising of Hyder Ali. So the British, along with the Marathas, along with the Nizam of Hyderabad, they declared war on Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali was able to bring Marathas and Nizam. Initially, Hyderabad Nizam and Marathas, these two helped to the British. Initially, these two helped to the British. But what happened? Hyder Ali, he managed Marathas and Nizam to be on his side. Initially, Hyder Ali, he was defeated by the British, but later period Hyder Ali defeated the British. And Hyder Ali paid Marathas to turn a neutral war continued for the year end of this war continued for the 1.5 year without any conclusion. Hyder Ali changed his strategy, suddenly appeared before the gates of Madras. Here in this war, initially Hyder Ali, he was defeated, I told to you, but he changed his war strategy. He suddenly went to the Madras and he occupied the fort Madras, about to occupy the Madras fort. By this time, it was at this moment, British East India Company, they came to the conclusion of treaty. They came to the conclusion of treaty. Initially, Hyder Ali was defeated by the British, but later period, British were defeated by the Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali about to annex the Madras. By that time, British, they came to concluding treaty with Hyder Ali. Following the complete chaos and panic of the Madras, British East India Company on April 4th, 1769, they made Treaty of Madras with Hyder Ali. This Treaty of Madras is a treaty called Status Quo Treaty. Status Quo Treaty. Status Quo Treaty means no party will be gained, no party will be lose. Either British East India Company or Hyder Ali should not lose or should not benefited. Should not be lost or should not be benefited. That was the Status Quo Treaty. So this Status Quo Treaty, according to this Status Quo Treaty, what British they promised to the Hyder Ali. British promised to the Hyder Ali to give support to the Hyder Ali. British, they promised to Hyder Ali, and Hyder Ali also promised to the British. According to this treaty, British would give help to the Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali would give help to the British, while third party entered into the war. Suppose British waged war with any other, Hyder Ali should give help to the British. Suppose Hyder Ali was waging war with any other people, British would give help to the Hyder Ali. So that was the treaty. The conquered territories were restored to each other. Whatever they conquered, suppose British whatever conquered the Hyder Ali areas, that were given to the Hyder Ali. Whatever Hyder Ali occupied the British areas, that were given to the British. He was also agreed that they would help each other. That is when foreign attack. That was the result of the First Anglo-Mysore War. First Anglo-Mysore War ended in 1769. After the end of this war, 1769, British they promised to give help to the Mysore Hyder Ali. But after the end of the war, 1771, Marathas they attacked on Mysore. But British they played the role of the audience. British did not give any help to the Hyder Ali. British they did not give any help to the Hyder Ali. British refused to honor the treaty. According to the Treaty of Madras, British should give help, but British did not give help. As a result, Hyder Ali's territories were taken by the Marathas. By this time, some territories of the Hyder Ali were taken by the Marathas. He had to pay peace with Marathas. That is 36 lakhs were given by the 36 lakhs rupees were given by Hyder Ali to the Marathas, because here Hyder Ali was defeated by the Marathas. By this time British, they could not help to the Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali become what is that, very angry against the British. So this angered Hyder Ali, started hating the British. When the English attacked the Mahe, English East India Company, British East India Company, they attacked the Mahe. Mahe was the place of the French position. Hyder Ali, that was under the Hyder Ali dominion. So whenever British occupied, attacked on the Mahe area, that is there in the Kerala. Originally Mahe was a place of the French, but that was under the control of the Hyder Ali. Whenever English attacked Mahe, Hyder Ali declared war on the English. That was the immediate cause for Second Anglo-Mysore War. That was the immediate cause for the Second Anglo-Mysore War. During the course of the war, Hyder Ali, he forged to the alliance with Nizam and Marathas. Nizam and the Marathas were defeated the British forces in Arcot. Nizam and Marathas, these two helped to the Hyder Ali initially. British forces were defeated. But unfortunately, during the war in 1782, in the year 1782, mid of the war, Hyder Ali, he died because of the cancer, backbone cancer, that is also called as Rajapundu. Hyder Ali died. Even after the death of the Hyder Ali, his son Tippu Sultan continued the war. By this time, Sarai Kut, he was a British Army general. He had earlier defeated Hyder Ali many times, ended the war inconclusively with the Treaty of Mangalore. 1784, war was ended with the Treaty of Mangalore. Tippu Sultan was defeated by the British and Tippu accepted for the treaty. As per the Treaty of Mangalore, both parties accepted to return the captured territories and prisoners to each other. Both were accepted. So, the Third Anglo-Mysore War. Next, coming to the point of the Third Anglo-Mysore War. Second Anglo-Mysore War was ended. Almost some areas Tippu was defeated, even though according to the Treaty of Mangalore, Tippu gave prisoners to the British prisoners to the British, and British gave Mysore prisoners to the Tippu Sultan, and they gave territories also. Whatever they occupied the territories, that were also will be given. Same first treaty, second treaty are the same. Coming to the point of the Third Anglo-Mysore War, 1790. In 1786, Cornwallis, he came to India as a Governor General of Bengal. Cornwallis, he was war thirsty and power thirsty. Cornwallis, originally in 1783, he was defeated by the American forces at Yarkand, and after that he came to India as a British Governor General. During the time of the Third Anglo-Mysore War, British Governor General was Cornwallis. During the time of the Second Anglo-Mysore War, 1780 to 84, by this time, Warren Hastings was British Governor General of Bengal. So, Cornwallis period, the British started improving their relationship with the Nizam of Hyderabad. And Tippu Sultan, who assumed the control over the Mysore after the Hyder Ali's death, and French forces, military forces, Tippu Sultan assumed the control of the Mysore after the Hyder Ali's death, had French help bettering his military resources. He also refused to free the English prisoners taken during the Second Anglo-Mysore War, as per the Treaty of the Mangalore that happened. That was the cause. The course of the war. Actually, British in 1790, British on the cause of the Tippu crossed the limits of Srirangapatnam, Treaty of Mangalore. On the name of the Tippu crossed the limits of the Treaty of Mangalore. On that, British declared war against the Travancore, that is Travancore, which was under the control of the Tippu Sultan. In 1790, Governor General of Bengal, Lord Cornwallis, I already told to you, declared war on the Tippu. Tippu was defeated in the first phase. Tippu was defeated by the British. Later, English advanced to the Tippu capital, Srirangapatnam, and Tippu had to bargain the peace. Tippu was almost completely defeated. British forces almost entered into the Srirangapatnam. So, Tippu concluded the treaty. In 1792, Third Anglo-Mysore War ended with the Treaty of Srirangapatnam. As per the Treaty of Srirangapatnam, Tippu had ceded half of the kingdom. 50% of kingdom of the Tippu was given to the British according to this treaty, because almost British forces were entered into the Srirangapatnam. Tippu completely defeated. So Tippu, he bargained for the treaty. According to that treaty, Tippu lost 50% of his territories to the British. That is the areas including Malabar, Dindigal, Coorg, Baramal. Baramal means 12 mahals. All these areas were given to the British. He also accepted to pay 3 crores rupees for the war indemnity, that is war loss. Tippu accepted to pay war indemnity of the British, that is war loss, for 3 crores of the rupees. But British, they said to the Tippu to give in the installments. Until the clearance of this 3 crores of the rupees, Tippu, he sent his 2 sons as a surety. He gave his 2 sons. He surrendered his 2 sons to the British for the surety of this 3 crores of the rupees. Installment basis, on the installment basis. That was the 1792 ended Third Anglo-Mysore War. 1793 to 1798, this period, Sir John Shore, he was British Governor General. Sir John Shore was the British Governor General. Sir John Shore, he followed the policy of non-interference policy. That means he did not interfere in the internal affairs of the Hyderabad Nizam. He clearly said that I should not interfere in the internal affairs of the Hyderabad Nizam. Same like that, he did not wage any wars. During his period, no wars. But 1798, Lord Wellesley, he came to India as Governor General of Bengal. Lord Wellesley, whenever he came to India as Governor General of Bengal, he introduced a new policy called as a subsidiary alliance system. According to this subsidiary alliance system, which was introduced by the Lord Wellesley, what is this system? Subsidiary alliance system means it is a treaty, it is a treaty with Indian rulers. It is a treaty with Indian rulers. If any Indian ruler signed on the subsidiary alliance system, he would be directly under the control of the British. Directly under the control of the British. First Indian ruler who entered into the subsidiary alliance system means he was Hyderabad Nizam. Hyderabad Nizam. Nizam Ali Khan. Nizam Ali Khan. Hyderabad Nizam Ali Khan. He was the first Indian ruler who entered into the subsidiary alliance system. Whenever he entered into the subsidiary alliance system, he should be work under the British, and the British would appoint a resident. British would appoint a resident on this kingdom, and Nizam Ali Khan should work under the control of the resident. Whatever Nizam Ali Khan is going to do, resident will watch, and he should listen the words of the resident. That means resident ఎలా చెప్తే అలా వినాలి వాడు. Puppet, completely puppet in the hands of the British. Almost he was a king but not powers. King without powers. The person who ever entered into the subsidiary alliance system, he would be a king without powers. A king without powers. Completely puppet in the hands of the British. Along with this, Hyderabad Nizam should go for friendship with any Indian ruler without the permission of the British, without the consent of the British. Hyderabad Nizam should wage wars with any Indian ruler without consent of the British. Hyderabad Nizam should not go for any treaty with any Indian ruler without the permission of the British. So, he should not do any work without permission of the British. That was subsidiary alliance system. This subsidiary alliance system was introduced by the Lord Wellesley. Tippu was allowed. That means Lord Wellesley, he offered to the Tippu to enter into, to join into the subsidiary alliance system. But Tippu did not accept it. Tippu did not accept it. Tippu did not accept it. Tippu said that better to live like a tiger one day in the battlefield. That means like a lion one day in the battlefield than the sheep lifelong. Tippu said, I wanted to be like a lion one day in the battlefield than the lifelong like a sheep in your hand. So war became inevitable. War started. Whenever Tippu did not accept it for the subsidiary alliance treaty, British, they started the war. Mysore, in the course of the war, Mysore was attacked from all the four sides. The Marathas, Nizam, he invaded from the north. Tippu troops were outnumbered 4:1. The British secured a decisive victory in the Battle of Srirangapatnam in 1799. By this Army General was Arthur Wellesley. Arthur Wellesley, he was British Army General. Arthur Wellesley, he was brother of Lord Wellesley. Arthur Wellesley completely defeated the Tippu. Arthur Wellesley killed Tippu Sultan in the battlefield in 1799. Tippu killed in the battlefield. War was ended. Tippu died. War was ended. Srirangapatnam was captured. Whenever Srirangapatnam was captured, that was after the coming to the point of the result of the war, Tippu territories were divided into British and Nizam of Hyderabad. Some territories were given to the British, some territories were given to the Nizam of Hyderabad. The core area, Srirangapatnam and Mysore, that core area was given to the Wadayar rulers. Wadayar rulers, they ruled very even recently. The dynasty who had been ruling Mysore before the Hyder Ali, Wadayar rulers. These Wadayar rulers, they were the de facto rulers of that period. So some areas of the Tippu was given to the British, some areas of Tippu were given to the Nizam of Hyderabad. The core area, Srirangapatnam, Mysore, was under the Wadayar rulers. This is the result of the war. Tippu life was ended, and the family of the Tippu were escaped to Calcutta. Even today, the Tippu family, the Tippu relatives, they are working, surviving like a rickshaw pullers in Calcutta area. This is about Anglo-Mysore wars. After the end of the Anglo-Mysore wars, almost South India was ended. After this Anglo-Mysore wars, next video, in the next class, we will discuss Anglo-Maratha wars. Before going to the Anglo-Maratha wars, we will discuss Maratha kingdom, establishment of the Maratha kingdom, Shivaji, Peshwas. After that, we will go to the Maratha wars. So this is about Anglo-Mysore wars. We'll meet again in the next class with Anglo-Maratha wars. Good luck to you all.